So my job here is really just to do a recap. MC, can I have that agenda that you were holding, please? A recap of what has taken place over the 2 days. This meeting that the Honorable Director General for NCWD and the Office of the First Lady have convened in partnership with Friends Africa is a technical meeting. I'm sure you have seen from the sessions that you participated in that this is a very technical, result-oriented meeting. And so it's my job to come back to the results, the expected outcomes, and to speak to those. Over the last 2 days, this center has held a total of about 25 technical sessions to discuss the issues of women and girls in the areas of education, economic empowerment, safety and security, and health. And indeed, these technical sessions have been very much focused on the very 5 results which Her Excellency the First Lady of Nigeria mentioned in her speech, which are as follows. 1, to build an understanding, a deeper understanding of the issues the girl child and women face. 2, to advocate for these issues. So in the various plenary sessions you've been a part of, I'm sure you've heard that advocacy come out, things that we ought to be looking at, we ought to be focusing on. 3, to generate partnerships on these issues. So we've had partnership building sessions where various organizations have had an opportunity to come and state their interest to build partnerships to work on these issues. 4, skills building. So especially the young girls who have been a part of these sessions have had the opportunity to have their skills built. We've had organizations like NURI, IVAC, ExxonMobil, various partners, NCWD, Friends Africa, OANDO, all hold skills building sessions. And lastly, investment. So we have encouraged investment into these issues, and we will hold ourselves accountable through the 2-year action plan that has been developed to indeed ensure that investments are increased in these areas. There have been 3 working groups that have worked so hard over the course of the summit. In fact, I'll talk about the working groups that started before the summit, over a month ago. The working group on education, the working group on health, working group on economic empowerment, and a working group on safety and security. Many of you are here, the members of these working groups. Can I ask you that we give a round of applause to these working groups? They really worked so hard to focus in on what we should be focused on for the session. And then indeed, during this summit, some of you may not be aware, but we have had working groups working in 3 areas. We have had an advocacy and policy working group. That group met early this morning and came up with points, advocacy points, as well as policy points. We also have had a working group on partnership building and 2-year action plan that has designed what this Women and Girls Initiative should be focused on for the next 2 years. We have also had a working group on a communique that has sat and said, this is the communique of this conference, this is what we, the people who have gathered, want to communicate to the rest of the world. And indeed, the world is watching. The international community are aware of the DG's efforts. UNFPA, UNESCO, UNIFEM, reports are going back to the United Nations Secretary General as to what the DG has convened, her and the First Lady, over the last 2 days. So there are a lot of eyes watching and plugged into this. So that communique working group has worked very well. Can I ask that we give a round of applause to the working groups that have worked over the course of the summit? Everybody who has been a part of the summit, we have 90-something% of your details, email addresses. We will communicate to you formally the outcome of the summit that has taken place from each of these working groups, the understanding that we've developed, the partnerships that have been built, the skill sessions, the working groups that have come out with communique and the ideas of the 2-year action plan and partnerships that should be formed. We will communicate all of that to you, all coming from the desk of the DG to say, this is what we, the people, have gathered and decided upon. So please watch that space. We will reach out to you. I think my job here is done. I'm going to hand over to the MC, who will now bring in the DG to give her closing remarks. I think before she gives her closing remarks, she's going to be conferring ambassador status on a young girl who is going to be working very closely with the DG in helping the girl child. But I do have to say thank you, as the DG mentioned yesterday, a very big thank you to all the members of the staff of the National Center for Women Development and Friends Africa and the Office of the First Lady. If you're here standing and you're part of the staff, can you please stand up and wave so that everyone can see all the people who worked hard? Some of them are still working, they're not here. Please, let's give them a round of applause. We really thank you. You know, you've worked so hard. And of course, I can't leave this podium without saying a very big thank you to my leader, my boss, my mentor, my friend, my auntie, for all that you have done. Your leadership is incredible. We were walking through and I said, I've never seen somebody whose role fits them like this role fits her. Do we agree? Can we give her a round of applause? She's just incredible, her passion. And this is somebody I've known for years. I've seen her work so hard. She's been talking about women even before she got into this position. So I really appreciate you. The government of Nigeria is just fortunate to have you in this position. We appreciate you. We encourage you to keep on and keep the fight going, because the girl child will be better off because of your term as DG of the National Center for Women Development. Thank you.